Eat stress-free this spring with Factor's delicious ready-to-eat meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef-crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to eat in 2 minutes.
Head to factormeals.com/goodchildren50 to get 50% off your first box plus an additional 20% off your next box.
That's goodchildren50 at factormeals.com/goodchildren50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your following box while your subscription is active.
Since drinking AG1 daily, I feel better. I feel less bloated. I feel like I have an actual lust for life.
If there's one product that we recommend to elevate your health, it truly is AG1. And that is why we are so excited to partner with them.
If you want to take ownership with your health, it starts with AG1.
Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs.
That's drinkag1.com/goodchildren. Go check it out.
I'm every woman. It's all in me.
Anything you want now, baby,
I'll do it naturally.
I always loved that song.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living.
She really shaved her head, huh?
Anne Hathaway lost half her body weight and shaved her head for Les Mis, and people were like, she's trying too hard.
People were like, yeah, she was good in it.
Trying appropriately enough to win that Oscar.
She was good in it. She was fantastic in it. She
had
shaved
me
her head and
really
she was
thinking about-
singing.
And it was live.
And it was live.
It was no Mean Girl shit. They recorded all that shit live on set.
Well, I mean, that makes sense because she was in real time shaving her head as she was
Sniffling
singing.
and sobbing.
Sniffling, sobbing, singing I Dreamed a Dream, which is like
Let the
one of the most
tigers
iconic.
Come at night.
The voice is soft as thunder. Now talk about a double entendre. And I don't know much about a double entendre.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
Voice is soft as thunder.
Yeah. Is that a double entendre?
No, I have no fucking clue what that means. But welcome to the stage.
Double entendre. Good children. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fresh.
I have a lot of energy.
Fucking party.
Let's have fun today, Joe.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Good Children, the podcast where hosts Joe Hegyes
And Andrew Muscarella reflect on their 23 years of friendship,
growing up in the late 2000s,
early 2010s, and all of the
nostalgia
trauma
and body hair that goes along with it.
Today, we are talking everything
Body
hair.
Have you ever really been talking body? Except image issues?
Joe, I'm always talking body. But I'm
Pretty
not
much 24/7 talking
But I'm not
body.
talking body in a way that I want. I'm not thinking put it on you.
No.
I'm thinking
don't touch me.
Well, yes. And that's horrible.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, today we have a few different segments we want to discuss. And I think that when it comes to body hair, you're obviously going to be talking about puberty. You're going to be talking about when you experience body hair for the first time. But you're also going to be talking about learning to love, the times that you hated, the times that you got rid of, but the times that you came back to. Body hair.
Wow. It suddenly felt really a lot more poetic than I thought it was going to be.
Because this is what I've been saying this a lot, and you can't even say. People want to tell me that I'm not a poet. But just because I don't take pen to paper doesn't mean I'm not a poet. I have a way with words.
Who's telling you you're not a poet? How often are you in that predicament?
I would say once every 7 years. They didn't say it directly like that, but they definitely, I think that they alluded to it.
It was an implication that you picked up in your brain.
Yeah.
So in college, someone implied that you were not a poet.
Yes.
Who was it?
I don't want to discuss this.
So this is a complete lie. So I feel like Yeah, I just felt like it was kind of time to dig into the elephant in the room, which is our body hair.
Because it tends to be when you enter a room, either something that someone loves or something
hates.
someone judges you for.
And it's crazy because the reason that I wanted to bring this up this week is because I was watching, I was seeing a few Instagram reels. Have you ever seen a reel?
Is the videos on Instagram, they're called reels?
I've been seeing a few Instagram reels, and I've never been one. I'm not like you. And this is I'm not trying to shade you. And now it's going to sound like I am.
Yeah.
I've never been one to subscribe to thirst trap content. You know, even when I see it, I don't acknowledge it. I let it scroll away in my algorithm. I don't really care for it. But lately I've been dabbling, and I've seen some gorgeous, hot, hairy men on my Instagram reels lately. And then I would go into the comments, and the top comment would be like, you would look so much better without this body hair. And they would have like 10,000 likes. And then I would go, and then I went to another one. And the next one was that.
I would spiral.
But I was like, I don't really give a fuck if someone doesn't like my body hair. But I was just like, whoa, I didn't even know that this still existed.
Yeah.
I was shocked that people still had body hair was somehow controversial. So I figured if it's controversial, it might get us listeners and views. So here we are.
And I do have a few, I have a few thoughts on body hair in general. I don't think I want to necessarily start with them. I think I want to get there.
Yeah, we're going to save those up.
We're going to save those up because I actually might change my tune throughout this episode.
And you changed that tune like you're a harmonica.
Yeah, Speaking of, did you know that I went through a harmonica phase? I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. During COVID.
Andrew.
When I was living in Boston, I bought a harmonica.
Why?
Joe, there was something about it.
Were you playing it while Scott played the guitar?
Well, no. So I was thinking that could be the case. But I was
you were thinking that could be the own case that you had?
No, well, I got a harmonica and then I was like, so the one that I ordered was a double, but I didn't want that because I was like, I'm not as advanced in the land of harmonics. So the reason I got it is because I felt like my voice bodes well with a harmonica. It's very gritty, raspy, soul-y. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna actually be this next generation's
Bob Dylan.
Exactly. Drew Martin. Come on. You know?
No, I don't get it.
I don't know, but I did order it and it was kind of amazing.
So what happened from there? I'm sorry.
I just couldn't get myself to practice it, and I couldn't get. It's kind of like when I got a ukulele.
I remember that.
I was in the ukulele club.
I remember you calling me from Hawaii. Did anyone else just hear Andrew say that he was in a ukulele club in college?
When I was in 5th grade.
Yeah, I remember you called the house phone to chat. Isn't that sweet?
Joe, that's so sweet.
You called me to tell me about your vacation.
While I was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Why is that sending me to a
sweet,
place?
It is really sweet.
I was like, I have to share this with Joe. Oh, Joe, that just set me.
We're crying.
I'm very emotional thinking about
it's been a really rough day.
Calling you across the country. Whoa.
Yeah. Anyway.
So where should we start?
Well, let's start at the beginning. So what was first of all, do you have any hairy uncles that you remember being like, whoa, that person is covered in body hair when you were a child? Before body hair was how were you introduced to the concept of body hair?
I think it was definitely uncles or people who were around during holiday seasons that you would see them with a button down and
you're
really
that's
chest
a
hair
rug on your chest.
And at the time though, I think when I was a kid, I kind of saw it and it was like, ew, that's gross.
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't have that, and that's weird that you do.
Whoa, you were carrying the spirit of Meghan McCain with you as a child.
Well,
in many ways.
In many ways, but what? Yeah.
Body hair is a quintessential uncle statement.
Yes.
You think body hair and relative, and you think uncles are just hairy beasts.
Yes. And it was like, I didn't really see it often with my dad. My dad's not very hairy. He like had a little whispers, always whispers. He has like no hair on his legs either. So I was like,
You have hairless legs?
no, Joe.
Either as in he has no hair in his chest or his legs. What you're
Yeah,
saying. He's
basically.
less hairy,
Less hairy.
Yeah.
So I was never really like looking at him being like, oh, I'm gonna be hairy. I
Hairy.
think that was another thing. It's like seeing your dad, your grandpa, anybody, and you're like, oh, they're not that hairy. I'm not gonna be hairy. But it
Same thing
was
with
the
bald.
uncles.
Bald.
Well, there are a few things. And I understand that like there are people out there that are bald. Right? Bald. These luscious little locks, like that's what I hold on to. Like speaking of hair, like I love that hair. Although I think that when you rock a bald head, there's nothing better.
The only difficulty is the in-between. And I feel like I have been floating back and forth. Like when I shaved my head, what?
No, I'm just thinking about when you saying the in-between. I just like know that the head of hair that you have has, I think, caused you stress at points.
Oh, all the time.
And it was just
because I don't have a good hairline, you know what I mean? And that's something that I wouldn't admit for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. If you're like in your early 20s and you can tell the direction your hair is going to go, you can pretty much, I think, get a gut feeling for it by 22.
Yeah.
If you see something, you should say something.
You should say something.
Because there's medications out there if you don't want to be bald. But my point is, once you accept a bald head, it is so sexy.
Yeah.
And once you just accept what you're working with, like that's the thing about sex appeal.
Oh yeah.
If you can acknowledge what you're working with and not try to Gumby your way into another scenario, you're golden. Like the day I shaved my fucking head, I was like, oh, I feel so much hotter. I was like, this actually just freed up so much mental energy of like being afraid to walk in the wind because my hair would blow up. I was like, my hair, like, actually, who gives a fuck?
And that's why I'm like, I keep saying that I want to shave my head. It is a power. Like I feel like people shave their head to feel sexy.
Yeah, it was a moment. I shouldn't have bleached my brows at the same time, but it was still a moment.
But yes, people do, because there is nothing worse. Especially when you have curly hair, you have hair that's textured, that like you wear a hat or you do something and everything's off. It ruins my day.
Waking up with a shaved head was actually the best experience of my life. Putting on a hat and taking it off and not being like, oh, my hair isn't like, I'm not kidding. Working out with a shaved head, I cannot recommend enough shaving your head, especially if, and I'm speaking to you future baldies out there, because I'm one of you. Do it when you still have the hair, because you will free up anxiety about what you will look like when you don't have the hair.
Do you think you're going to be baldy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm praying to God that the ship comes in where I can get some plugs before that's the case.
Oh, if you want to be plugged up, you'll be plugged up, Joe.
I would like to plug. I'm probably going to plug a few plots.
Would you say that you'd plug, if there was a world, you'd plug, I'd toop? I'd be tooping?
Toupee.
Yeah.
Well, there's like really amazing male units for wigs that I like actually would like. It depends on where I'm at in my life. Like if I feel like I wouldn't do a wig if I wasn't in a relationship. As crazy as that statement is.
If you wouldn't do a wig.
If I was single and fucking around and like trying to find a husband, because if I had like an amazing head of hair and then like I had to reveal to someone that I was actually bald, that feels like that's another fucking insecurity to reveal.
Yeah.
But like, if I said to Ross, I'm going to shave my head and install a wig, he'd be like, great. Yeah. You know, like, no, there's no harm, no foul. So that's something that's on the menu.
It is like, it kind of is like, I don't recognize how fortunate I am to not have had stress when it comes to your hair and your head. Because when you have stress,
it's really bad.
And even when it's introduced to you, like I'll never forget, my brother is 7 years older than me. I'll never forget when he was in college and he was experiencing stress around his head, his hair. And it was stressing him out to a point where like he was losing hair. Yes. Because then you psych yourself.
All encompassing in a crazy way. It's so crazy. Like more power to people who shave their heads and bite the bullet, because I'm telling you, you realize that actually it didn't fucking matter.
And listen, it doesn't matter to me.
No, it doesn't matter to me.
And listen, like you polish that head, I want to.
No. What do you want to do to the head?
I'm so scared.
You want to suck it? Like a stingray?
Well, I think I'm just proving to our audience that I can.
You can suck anything.
Well, yes. So a bald head is next.
Okay. Anyway, so
When did you get that first strand?
I feel like you definitely got body hair before me. I know this for a fact. You definitely went through puberty before I did.
Well, it's because of moist spaces.
Is that what does it?
I think so. It's like
I think some of it's just puberty.
I think it's some of it's
initiating.
puberty too, but like as you are
Your
getting,
voice dropped in like 6th or 7th grade.
It
Suddenly
did.
you were talking like this.
I was talking like this.
Would you think it was fake? Did you put that on?
No, I think that I do actually have a very deep voice.
I mean, you still do.
I do.
You do.
It's easy for like when you get caught up in with your friends, especially your gay friends, it's easy to jump an octave. It's kind of like I'm Sabrina Carpenter in Nonsense. It's like I had to hit the octave is how I feel. And I go up because I love an inflection. But yes, back to the time. I was hitting puberty. Did you have like a moment where you were like, I'm actually getting old? I think I was freaking out when I was getting underarm hair.
No, I was so excited for it.
Oh, see, like
I wanted to be hairy really badly.
I think that was the one thing that I didn't want. Was
Well,
hair.
I wanted armpit hair. And I guess I didn't really think twice about chest hair at the time. But I didn't really want like shoulder hair. We'll get to that. Back hair, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But I remember like I feel like by 15 my armpits were pretty much they came in, they grew in.
They were at their max.
No, because they're not even at their max yet. I think that's something else I've learned about body hair is it's never like it only is gonna get denser from here.
Yeah.
Like I look at my chest and I look at my chest from here and it doesn't seem crazy, but then I look at it in that monitor and I am like, I am literally a man. I remember my first pubes. Actually, probably more than anything, I remember my first pubes.
What was 6th grade? 7th grade?
I feel like around 7th.
Yeah.
Remember tugging? Did you ever tug? Did you ever try and pluck?
Joe, I'm plucking to this day.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I pluck to this day.
Andrew, like my toes are curling here.
No, I'm not plucking. I'm not PPs. I'm not plucking pubes. I'm plucking other areas of my body.
No, I'm talking about strictly pubes.
No, I did pluck at the beginning because I was like scared of it.
Yeah, I was like, I shouldn't have these.
But there's nothing worse than plucking.
No, I actually could feel the pain so vividly. So vividly. It's actually a crazy thing.
It's like, what were we going?
I think everyone does it.
Because I think when it came to body hair, that was like the grossest one. In a way that it was like,
was gross.
Yeah, it was gross. It wasn't like
anything but gross at that point.
Because you're like, this shouldn't be happening. This isn't
Right.
cute. Like under armpit hair, it's like, yeah, once you get past like, fuck, I have armpit hair. It's like, okay, that's kind of like a flex. You're in like a tank or someone sees it and you're kind of like,
yes. It also is like, that's the only body hair that was like allowed on television. Like, I never saw like a Jonas brother with a happy trail.
no, they were always
Zac
smooth.
Efron, it was armpits. Corbin Bleu, we all know High School Musical 1, that bushy pit changed all of our lives.
Well, yes.
So seeing like getting pubes, I was like, this isn't supposed to be happening to me. To me, I look like Zac Efron.
Yeah.
So why am I getting pubes? Zac Efron
Yeah.
doesn't have pubes.
He doesn't have pubes.
And that was it. That I was like, this has to go.
And that's when it's like,
Quickly learned that wouldn't be that easy.
and it wouldn't, and as you learn, it only gets worse from there. And it's all about keeping it under control. But that didn't need to happen until I was in high school.
Now you're hairy. You're a little bit hairy. You're in high school. You're going into college. How do you feel about that body hair?
I felt different. I did. Like I definitely felt like I was hairier than most people. Even though I didn't have that much hair, I still felt like I was like ahead of the curve for some people. It made me want to hide it a little bit more, which was sad. I kind of felt the same way about my hair in general too. Like I had curly hair growing up and then I would brush it out to the toupee. We all know those waves. But like I had this weird thing with hair in general, or feeling judged for having a specific type of hair or too much hair.
Right.
Judged from having curls. I just felt like there was like this weird stigma against people with curls.
There really was.
It was like, oh, your hair is curly. Like even the girls, they were straightening their hair.
Yep.
And when it came to chest hair,
Eurocentric values.
Exactly.
Somehow even you are a victim.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
When you say it like that.
It's crazy.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Before I even get into high school, I just want to talk about one area of my body hair that because I would consider my eyelashes body. Would you say?
Sure.
It's not.
Go ahead and talk about this.
Why was I plucking?
Because you have something wrong with you. I'm sorry. Like, that's not a normal thing.
That's not normal.
No, that's a sign of something.
People are going to be all up in the comments telling me that I had something wrong with me as a kid.
So when were you plucking your eyelashes?
I was plucking in elementary to middle. And I have I have a gorgeous set of eyelashes, but like they're so like sparse at this point because
why were you plucking them?
Joe, I don't know.
How
I think it was a nervous tendency maybe that I would just like pluck. And I wasn't like upset with that feeling of the pluck. So I just kept plucking.
Nowhere else but your eyelashes?
Nowhere else but my eyelashes. Now I still pluck like some like arm hair and stuff, but like that's beside the point. But yeah, the eyelashes and my eyebrows.
Okay, so see, it's starting to change because now it's also the eyebrows.
Sounds like everything on my face.
And your arms.
And my arms. So like everywhere on my body, I'm like plucking.
That's definitely a thing. I don't want to misdiagnose you in this moment or diagnose you in the first place. But there's certainly it's trichtal something.
Okay.
Where you like pick at like your body hair. Especially, I feel like lashes and eyebrows are a big sign of it. It's definitely, I think it's a side effect of anxiety.
I'm happy that it wasn't because I know some people
who do it to their hair. Yeah.
I wasn't doing that. But anyways.
The first time I ever shaved my pubes, I'll never forget, 9th grade. I remember 9th grade, I was in theology. Sister Eileen, as we all know,
may she rest.
And may she one day be found, because that keeps me up at night a lot of the times. Because she,
by amazing grace, was lost.
And Andrew, that's horrible to say.
It wasn't found. Okay,
that's horrible.
I'm sorry.
Because she genuinely went missing. Anyway, Sister Eileen was honestly my favorite theology teacher. And she has nothing to do with this story. She was just the teacher in the class. Yeah. This very cute football player was in my class. I remember him talking to a few of the boys in the back. And I was one of the boys in the back by accident. And...
to be a boy in the back.
It could happen to you.
Well, I would hope to be a boy in the back.
I remember him saying, like, has anyone here ever shaved their pubes? And, like, I wasn't going to speak up. And then he was like, no, you have to. Like, it makes your dick look massive. So I
would do anything
I
for
went
that.
home that day. I took my dad's razor and I got to work.
Razor like he used for his face.
For sure.
Oh god.
I think I remember throwing out the head because it was like he had multiple heads.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I did that out of respect for my father.
It was because it's like honor thy mother and father, and
exactly.
you stayed.
Yeah, that's what I was learning in theology that day when I was taught to shave my pubes.
Yeah.
But I remember going home and I shaved to the skin. Like pure hairless.
Because that's what you think to do when you're shaving your pubes.
So like I was completely hairless again. I had probably grew those pubes for the first time 2 weeks earlier.
But were you fooped?
Fupa?
Yeah.
I've never not been fooped. Yeah. Of course. So yeah, it was like a Pillsbury can popped open with bleeding and a few wisps of extra hair.
Oh.
And I remember going to the Rocking Horse Ranch that weekend.
Yeah.
It was that weekend and I went to Rocking Horse Ranch completely hairless, and it was the itchiest, most uncomfortable experience of my entire life.
No one tells you that when you shave literally anywhere, it's going to be itchy as hell.
Itchy boots down.
Itchy boots down. I'll never forget like learning when... Did you ever get taught how to shave your face?
No, I told my dad I already knew. I regret that. That's something I really regret. Is not letting him teach me.
Even when you were that age, you said, I know.
Yeah, and I did.
I have the knowledge. You did, but like still, it's like
I
a
know,
nice
I should have let
thing.
him teach me.
Oh my god, I'm miserable. Sorry, back to your pubes.
No, that was really the beginning and the middle and end of the story. I was like, I'm never going to do this again. Well, and I don't know if I ever did.
I've done it again.
Oops.
Whoops. Because you go through these waves, but like, yes, the first time you're shaving pubes, even face, anything, it's like you feel like when you shave for the first time, it's got to be bare to skin.
Yeah.
To skin.
Yeah.
Again, they don't teach you. You're going to start bleeding.
Gushing.
If you go down, never up. Sometimes I go up.
Well, I go up on like my neck hair.
Well, you have to go up on your neck hair, right? This
up
way.
and down.
Down doesn't do shit sometimes. And I'm kind of like, okay, cool. But when it came to my pubes, I kind of just left it alone.
For a while.
For a really long time.
You were like, no one's going to see this anyway. That was also my mindset. I think after I shaved them in 9th grade, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Who's going to see these? Who's going to see this thing?
Who is going to see, period. Like, I actually, there was no opportunity where I thought that I was, one, going to be taking down my pants.
Yeah.
Besides for me.
Right.
And me alone. Two, like, if I was to be pants, because people were pantsing. But also, what the hell was that?
I wasn't really around a lot of pantsers.
But even the boys in the back. Let's think about the boys in the back. Because it's interesting
that was bonding.
I guess it was bonding because at that time you're all going through it at the same time. So
it was actually almost
nice to feel like you had
He said
community.
you guys should all shave your pubes.
You guys want big dicks?
Yeah.
You should shave.
And
That's actually so kind.
It was sweet of him. Yeah. He was always actually very sweet.
But you were never pantsed?
No, were you?
Yeah.
To the cock?
No, my God. Because my underwear was always so tight. So
pants to the cock.
Pants to the cock, absolutely not. Pants to the undiwears. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't like a big boxer person, so like that was good for me because I feel like people who were boxer heads and they got pants,
were doing whole out.
It was whole out.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, whoa, wait, this is really gonna be so insane for me to say on this podcast. And I'm like really scared. No, I'll never forget. No, I can't even say this. This is like so exposing.
Don't say the person's name, please.
Well, it was my cousin. And we were at a point, like, I think I was in middle school, maybe 6th grade, and he was in 8th grade, mm-hmm. and we'd, like, compared pubes. I think that's really weird. But we did. It was like, you have pubes, I have pubes. It was like, you have pubes? I'm like, yeah, I have pubes. And we were like...
Did you, like, show each other your dicks?
We're, like, kind of like... No, we didn't show each other our dicks. Now it's getting... You're analyzing it.
No, I was just asking a question.
No, we didn't show each other our dicks. We went like this, and we showed a little pube, LP, and it kind of though in the moment was kind of validating that I was like, oh, all right, this is normal because I wasn't really watching like porn, I guess, until I was like in 7th grade. Yeah. So I wasn't really sure about what was going on.
I also feel like porn at that time, like straight porn even, like the men were all completely smooth and hairless to the point where I thought there was something wrong with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, why am I growing body hair and these people have no body hair? Yeah. I think that's part, like genuinely I thought that it was bizarre that I was growing body hair when these adult men were born hairless and never grew an inch of, like, I firmly believe they had no body hair.
Is it just genetics?
They do. They're waxing their bodies.
I know, but for people in general, like I know people who are just like,
yeah, genetics,
not hairy,
or not hairy.
Wow.
I think if I had the body I have, the body I was blessed with in some ways, you know, that's the only way I can put it. If I had this body and was blessed with no body hair,
it would be on site. Mm-hmm. But
I'm thankful that the body hair can mask a lot.
Does it ever cross your mind that you're like, the body hair is doing you a disservice? Because it's crossed my mind.
I think if anything, this body hair, I think my body hair I thank God and my body hair daily.
But I think that when I see like, although like I am also very thankful that I still have body hair, but there have been moments, especially in my deepest, darkest days of like my mental struggles when it came to body. Mm-hmm. That's an everyday battle. Mm-hmm. It's uphill, just like the climb. Mm-hmm. And there were moments that it's like skyscraper, like down in the bottom. But what I will say, I thought that when you shave, it would tone you up because the people that I often see with like a 6-pack or like their pecs or whatever are just smooth.
Which I do think that maybe it does show you some more definition, but it's about what you want. If you want definition, then I think you do shave your body.
Next week on the podcast,
you're completely twink.
But okay, yeah, no, the puberty behind us now. You started getting body hair, chest hair when?
I feel like I think that looking in this camera, I'm shocked by what my chest looks like in the current moment. I don't remember it being this hairy ever.
Do you think, and be honest, do you think by us wearing
constrictive tank tops. We
sped up the process.
But I didn't stand a chance. Hungarian and Italian jeans, I was gonna be very hairy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess, yeah, it was definitely the jeans that we were given, the Italianness of it all. And going to Italy, I recognized that these men were very hairy. I was like, okay, this makes sense. And even like thick heads of hair, I was like, those are good jeans to have. But I do think that the constrictive tanks, the doubles,
well,
on our body really helped. That's when I started growing more.
Well, also we were like probably at the age where we should have been growing it more.
Yeah, but we were consolidating.
Did you know that tight-fitting clothing is also a major contributor to bad acid reflux?
So you're telling me when I'm wearing this tank top?
Well, maybe not that tank top,
but in general, tight-fitting clothing.
Yes, like constricted tank tops.
Well, yeah, Joe, that was like not even constrictive. It was like
it was girdle
restrictive, because in a way that was like, are our organs good?
No.
I would like to go under.
Well,
period.
Yeah, I would love to go under.
Like, I would like to go under a few things, and one of them is a scan to see what it's looking like down there.
It's definitely misshapen. Things are in the wrong place.
Things are in the wrong place for sure.
So puberty behind us. Now we're in our early 20s.
Yes.
Right. I remember I still thought I was supposed to I was into body hair, but I didn't like the fact that I started growing shoulder hair. And that was kind of a small weight go for me in a few ways, because I was like, what am I supposed to do about this now? Because I could deal with the chest. The chest is sexy. But after that, I'm like, I'm a 45-year-old man now. I'm like, this is no longer hot. And that I would shave my shouldies. I wouldn't shave anything else. I mean, I would, at this point, I'm shaving my balls. I'm saying in age-wise.
Yeah.
Balls, shaft, and maybe trimming my pubes, but it wasn't that big of a priority.
Yeah.
But I was also shaving my shoulders anytime I was going to be shirtless, which at this point was like twice a year max.
Yeah. You were shaving shoulder. And it always felt like there was like an ennui to it. There was like a little sadness.
Because I was like, I'm going to have to get my shoulders electrolysis. I was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't live with this. I hate it so much. But I remember getting waxed before New Orleans. And I remember going to a European wax center in Union Square after work one day and stepping in and saying I would like my shoulders waxed. Mm-hmm. And I paid a pretty penny. I didn't buy the aftercare, and I wish I did, because then I broke out and got inflamed for that entire trip around my shoulders. But at that point, I was like, I can't live like this. Yeah. I was like, this is like, come the fuck on. Like,
and it was also like waxing was like being thrown around a lot.
Did you love that? Oh, you were saying the idea of getting waxed?
But it also freaked me out, because I was like, how hot is that wax?
I mean, it's livable. It's not burning you.
I know. I never got waxed.
Never once?
Well, eyebrows.
Yeah, speaking of which, you had an interesting eyebrow journey in general that I would like to dive into a little bit deeper. So when did you start getting your eyebrows done?
I started getting my eyebrows done when I was 11th grade.
I thought you were going to say 11.
No, 11th grade.
Okay.
I think before 11th grade, though, I was definitely like
I was plucking. Yeah,
plucking. For sure. Or would have my mom like help me with them.
Yeah. Sometimes I have my mom like wax my eyebrow.
Because I definitely did I do have like a bushier brow. Are
you doing something to them right now?
No. I think it's from the years of
plucking?
Like getting them done.
Pulling?
No. Oh, actually, yeah. What am I saying? I shave.
What?
I shave them. Yeah, I shave
So
them.
first of all, I'm sorry, you just completely lied.
I didn't think I was like because I'm not getting them done, and I'm not plucking them. I am shaving them.
With what?
So my Manscaped. So this is what I do. I go like this. I take finger.
What did you just do? I go like what?
I go like what?
I go like this. What is that?
I go like this. So I take finger to brow.
Okay.
And then there's the lingering hair up there, and I take the razor and I go. Zoop,
okay.
And it cuts off the excess, and then I brush it that way, and then I'm good.
Okay.
So I just get like the extra whispers. I don't really ever do the underbrow, but Yeah, so that's what I do now.
Okay. Andrew, are you eating stress-free this spring?
I couldn't be less stressed in my life when it comes to food. Thank God, honestly, because I can't add another. You know, I've been not well.
Right. And Factor actually makes it so easy to take a load off.
Take a load off. Take a little box out of its container, pop it in the microwave, and have it in 2 minutes.
Chef-crafted, dietitian-approved. This is fresh, ready to eat, made to be delicious and healthy.
Put it in your own plate bowl. Serve it to your friend. They're going to say, oh my God.
They're going to say, you went to culinary school.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Because I'll tell you, they season those vegetables better than anybody else can.
They really do. Like, there
crazy.
is something, because, listen, I'm going to be honest. You see, like, vegetables and you're microwaving them and you're kind of like, that's going to be the struggle to eat part of the meal. Like, I'll eat it because it's there, but I'm not going to be happy. With Factor's vegetables, there is, like, this insane taste and texture.
Yeah.
Where I want every vegetable they make.
Everything.
It's
everything.
unbelievable.
And they have the sauces. They have everything. They have everything that you need. And I'll tell you one thing. They also have the breakfast, the lunch, the snacks, whatever you need to make your life easier, you can get a Factor.
Head to factormeals.com/goodchildren50 and use code goodchildren50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next box.
That was goodchildren50 at factormeals.com/goodchildren50 to get 50% off your first box plus an additional 20% off your next box when your subscription is active. All right, listen, you guys actually know that our digestion has been out of whack for the past couple of years.
20 years.
Yeah, but we decided to give in to AG1 and we tried it out. The rest is kind of history.
I learned about AG1 from you years ago, and I would like dabble in it because you had it, but I never committed to the lifestyle of having it every single day. And I expected like my gut to feel better, but what I didn't expect was to have like more energy and to be able to focus, which again, if you listen to this podcast, you know we lack both of those qualities ordinarily.
I feel less bloated. I feel like I can digest my food better, and I know the difference when I don't have it in a day. Not only did I replace my multivitamin with AG1, I know I'm getting the prebiotics, the probiotics, and the digestive enzymes that I need.
And my body's been begging me for digestive enzymes.
Like literally, like please, please, please.
I know it. It takes a lot to get my stamp of approval. And I recommend AG1 because it also has been tested for 950 contaminants and it's NSF certified for sport, which is just like, to me, I'm like, okay.
I'm an athlete.
You guys aren't playing around and I am an athlete.
I should be tested for 950 different contaminants.
Well, Andrew, if there's one product I had to recommend to elevate your health, it is AG1. And that is why we are so thrilled, I'll say it again, to welcome them into the Good Children family and to partner with AG1.
You want to take ownership of your health? It starts with AG1.
And let's not forget, if you try AG1 today, you get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2. Loaded. You also get 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/goodchildren.
That's drinkag1.com/goodchildren. But I was definitely going through it with my eyebrows in high school.
Yeah.
It felt like everyone was doing it.
Yeah.
So I had
the gay
to.
boys.
It was the straight boys.
Okay.
And you know one thing about me, I wanted to be with those straight boys.
Yeah, I know you still do.
In many ways.
Yeah.
I know. I was just recently thinking about this again, and I was like, I seriously have to do a lot of inner work.
I've been saying.
I know.
Why? Because
I'm
you still are attracted to straight men.
Like a straight Brooklyn man. You know? It's like he's cute. Like he like has a cute little fashion. And I'm like, oh my God, he's cute. And then I'm like, oh, he's straight.
Okay.
It's like, it was, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I have things to work through, and I'm admitting it on the podcast, regardless.
I didn't really challenge it at all.
No, I don't. I know. I'm spiraling. When you let me just sit, I spiral. But yeah, so I was getting them threaded because I felt like you couldn't really tell. But
You could
that's,
tell.
Well, I
Mama,
know.
you could tell.
I know, but no one was telling. Like, people were like, oh my God, your brows look so good. They look so good. And you're like, everyone was like, when you get your brows done, it changes the shape of your face. And you know what I wanted the most was to change the shape of this face. And if I didn't need to get surgery and I could just get my brows threaded, I was going to get my brows threaded. But waxing?
When did you get them waxed?
I was getting them waxed when I was living in Boston.
Yeah, you were.
I was really, really feeling myself. And then it was you who says to me, Andrew, why are you doing these to your brows? You have nice eyebrows. Like, it's hot when like people like let their eyebrows grow out. All it takes sometimes is you just saying something which is really concerning.
I know.
But you had a really good point there.
And that one picture of you at Yvonne's
in Boston.
in that bomber jacket and that turtleneck, I think both of which were mine.
Yeah, those were freshly done from Benefit.
And it shows.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just like this. I do remember having a spell with boy brow. I was abusing boy brow for a little bit, and someone should have said something, because while you were shaping and arching, I was walking around with chemically bleached, that was burnt out, fried hair at that point, and like the darkest, thickest eyebrows of all time, thinking that I was slaying the house down boots.
You're like, I'm Cara Delevingne.
I was one step away from being a Delevingne sister.
Because
I was almost Poppy.
You are kind of Delevingne.
In the brows, yeah.
In the brows.
Yeah.
Say something about my brows now, though.
They're getting blonder and blonder.
Many people lately have been like, wait, is your facial hair red?
Your hair is getting lighter.
It's getting lighter. Even my beard hair, when I grow it out, like my eyebrows are definitely getting very light. Do you think it's worth getting back into a boy brow to tint them dark to my hair color?
I'm honestly a proponent of, if you want to look natural, stick to what's natural on your body. If you want to look different, go different. Don't do anything if you want to look naturally that way.
Oh, wow.
But if you want like a darker eyebrow and that to be a noticeable feature on your face, then do it.
But at the end of the day, if like someone's walking away from meeting me and they were like, he had really great eyebrows, and that's what the lasting impact was, I think that would make me upset.
Yeah.
I would want them to point out other features.
Right. Like your DSLs.
Like the DSLs. I want to deep dive for a second into your back.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing? How were you doing when you started gaining back hair? Because I don't
really have like that much back hair.
I remember though.
You shaving it.
I remember shaving.
Yeah. Well, that was like, I consider that honestly like my shoulder hair.
Yeah, it was
only top. Like, yeah, it's like the tip of my back. I hated it. I literally hated it. The person who really made me change my tune on I think all it takes for self-acceptance is seeing one hot person who looks like you, or that reminds you of you in some way. And there's this very hot Greek influencer. His name is Orestes. Well, his bio says no blogger, no influencer, just me. He has so much body hair to the point where I was like, oh, my body hair is fine. In fact, I need to grow so much more of it. I was like, this is actually what I want to look like, because I can't be happy.
No, Joe.
I can't
Something about
be
you
happy.
cannot be happy.
I can't say, you know what, where I'm at is fine. So I was like, I have work cut out for me now. Now I want to get even hairier.
Where you were like rubbing?
I've never rubbed, I've never tubbed, I've never dubbed, but I have just accepted my body hair. In fact, I do find it hot.
Because your body hair though too, it's like, it's straight.
I know, I wish it was curly, but it's very straight.
But you'll always wish something. But I kind of like it that it's straight. It's almost thicker that way. It's filling in space.
Now that we're adults, now that we're all adults here, how do you feel about body hair in the gay community? How do you feel about the gay community's perception of body hair? And have you ever felt judged, isolated, or fetishized for your body hair?
For sure.
Okay.
I mean, like, when it comes to the gay community, it's like, even if when you're on the apps, it's like you have to claim how much hair you have on your body.
Honestly, good point. That was kind of my intro to being like, there's dynamics here at play that I didn't know
no
about.
hair, like light hair, like heavy.
Yeah.
It's like crazy that I had to claim how much hair I had on my body for that week. Weird. But it like, and then there would be messages that came in and be like, love how hairy you are. Like, love how hairy that chest is. And it's like, even when you hook up with people, it's like they gravitate towards your like hair on your chest. But on the other side, I get it. because I kind of like, I don't even know if I fetishize after it, but I do like playing with it. Like it feels good when like to touch. My personal opinion is I would much prefer someone who's hairy than someone who's not, but I would never judge. I go both ways.
That's beautiful.
I'm verse for hair.
I've dabbled in both, of course. I feel like how can you not have tried everything in many ways? I definitely also love a hairy person.
I do. But have you felt like you were fetishized for being hairy?
Yeah, but I love it. I think that's honestly, I'm not even joking, probably what I have going for me is my body hair. So I'm leaning in as hard as I can.
The ass.
Yeah. Well, I wish my ass was so much hairier.
It is weird that like every part of my body is so hairy, but like the actual cheek.
I know I want it to be.
Not.
Like there's nothing sexier to me than a really hairy ass.
I agree.
And the fact that that's something that maybe I will, maybe in 10 years, 15 years, who's to say? But it is like, this should match my ass. My chest hair should be the same as my ass hair. And it's fucked up that it's not. Yeah.
I think for so long I judged people who it was like smooth for smooth. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, why are they like both want to be so like they're smooth for each other? Like, but then I'm like, I kind of like want somebody who's hairy. I'm also hairy. So it's like, we all have our own little
preferences. I think
like,
they're all rooted in something.
Like, if you do have hair like we do and you're waxing,
girl, I mean, sure.
I guess no. You know what? Sure. Let them do what they gotta do.
Yeah, of course.
But is there a reason for the wax?
Well, that's the whole thing. Is there a reason that we're attracted to to body hair?
Is it like a masculinity issue? Because I've been turned down before
for being hairy.
Yeah.
Who turned you down and how? I'm sorry that I'm getting pleasure in it immediately.
It's okay. I mean, like on the apps, like for sure.
People have said sorry to hairy.
Yes, Joe. Can you shave your ass? Can you shave?
Often. I like a smooth. A lot. This happens a lot to you.
Well, I would say back in the day when I was like going for it, when I was like 24 years old, when we moved to Brooklyn. Wow. I was definitely like, and there would be moments, and this is horrible. Because, like, I guess I am such a people pleaser. I just want to please even sexually. So I was like, yeah, I'll shave. Just to hook up once and never see them again.
And horrible. They would never have done it for you.
They would have never done that for me. But I was a good boy.
I wonder if part of all of our preferences lands on the fact that we live in Brooklyn. Because I have to wonder if, like, I don't have to wonder. I think WeHo is a completely different planet. I think that's a whole different relationship to body hair. I think that like Miami is a different relationship. I think that
we stick out like a sore thumb in WeHo.
Well, there's definitely gays that look like us in West Hollywood. Yeah, it's not like we're going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that I think Brooklyn is pro keeping everything as it is. Like I think that everyone's very all natural in Brooklyn.
They're all
stinky,
natural,
stinky,
stinky, for sure.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of like you enter a queer space in Brooklyn, and you're like,
who brought Wendy's into this space? Actually, who's frying up some onions?
I'm like, hey,
it's a $3 bill event sponsored by French's Fried Onions.
It's so true. But I think that when we were in LA and we went to the Leather Festival, I was like, this is my people. I love my hair.
I love my hair.
I love my hair. I love my chest. I do trim it sometimes, though. It does get a little bit out of hand. It gets a little too bushy for me, but I love it.
You hate it.
I'm like crying.
Oh, so suddenly it seems like
no, it's my armpits that for a while I was like, I don't like my armpits.
Why don't you just shave your armpits?
No.
I honestly shave my armpits at least once a year.
Because there is something about I don't do that to me, but like I like when someone goes for my pit.
Yeah, but you're not even having sex. Shave your armpits tonight. I think you'd enjoy it. I think it'd be something fun to do.
Why are you going to do this? Because I'm going to do it. Like, this is going to fucking suck.
And once there's a razor in my hand, I'm going for the whole body. It'll be uncomfortable for one day, but it is a fun and very exciting experience, honestly, to have a clean shaven armpit.
Okay.
Try it out.
I'll let everyone know.
A quick exercise here. So it's today. You're no longer 24. You're not even on the apps. You go on a date with someone and they're really fantastic. Doesn't really matter what they look like. Maybe they are hairy, but not as hairy as you or I.
Okay.
You go to have sex with them, they pull down your pants, they spread your cheeks, they go, whoa, could you shave really quickly? What are you doing?
I think that in that moment I would be like, if they said it to me in person and it was like at the same time I would say, no, I'm not going to shave right now.
I feel like I don't believe you.
I feel like I think that I would stand true to who I was in that moment. Although if I was like, is this a first date?
Yeah.
I think a first date I would say no. If I was like,
what would you say?
Dating this person and they wanted me to shave, I would shave for them. It's horrible.
So I'm sorry. So I want you to be in that scenario.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, could you just shave your hole?
Honestly, Jack, I don't think I can right now.
I don't believe
really
the words you're saying. I don't believe that you wouldn't just immediately shave your hole.
Well, then it's gonna have to happen to me. Someone's gonna have to ask me that. I'm gonna have to record what my response would be. Joe, I'm not gonna shave my hole for somebody on that night.
They said, I have, what if they were like,
I have the setup, it's already set up. And
yeah, I have a Harry's kit. It's under my sink. Shaving cream's there.
It's titled
what if
For
he
the
says,
Twinks.
Wait, could I shave your hole?
would you let someone shave your hole?
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. I let anybody who wanted to shave me anywhere. Sure. If that's what you get off on, fine. I'm kind of like, again, like, I'm like,
What?
how are you gonna get off? You know what I mean?
What?
I'm a pleaser.
But are you ever pleasing yourself?
Well, that's what I have to start asking myself that question. And I have asked myself that question over the years. And I didn't have an answer to that a few years ago because I wasn't really getting any reciprocal, pleasure. But now I am.
That's really beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's like you got to learn. You got to put yourself through those situations sometimes to realize you're like, whoa, I'm actually not getting anything out of this, but they're getting everything from this.
I know, it's crazy. You're like, oh, I actually decided that you are so much more important than me in this situation, and I will push my own happiness and pleasure and enjoyment out of the way just to make sure that you leave liking me.
Yeah. I'm no longer doing that for people.
It's just crazy.
It has to be reciprocal. And I actually have left situations before where it wasn't. Because I'm like, no, you're not going to suck my dick? That's not going to work for me.
It's a horny week.
But it's horny in like a casual way.
Yeah, it's not like, we're not talking about spreading hole.
No, we are, but like not in a weird way.
How is it? See, this is the thing I was telling you about.
Oh my God, I'm going to get, this is, here we go. What were you telling me about, Joe?
I'm just saying, like, why is there a weird way to be horny? Let your freak flag fly.
My FF has been effing for a really effing long time. So, okay. Good children to the guidance office.
Hi, loves. This is the Wheatberry calling in for a few questions. Okay, I'm going to go rapid fire. You just answer what you want. First of all, are we high right now?
No.
Be so serious. What's your first weed smoking experience?
Australia,
2017, with a surf instructor on a balcony in Cairns.
California, 2019, in my friend Alex's apartment, alone. Spent 4 hours touching the carpet because I didn't have $9 in my bank account to like Uber somewhere. I had no money, and I was going to Coachella. I had not even got to Coachella yet. I was going to Coachella with $0 in my bank account, and I was like, let me just get high and maybe I'll like Uber to the beach or like to a museum. And I simply couldn't. I had to just sit in Alex's dorm room and touch the carpet.
That's horrible.
What's the highest you've ever been?
2018, I took an edible senior year of college. I honestly believe I had the whole brownie, which was 100 milligrams.
So insane.
So I was absolutely shaking back and forth, touching myself. And then this is the moment where I closed my eyes. I flew back and I woke up and I said, quiet! And I screamed at everybody in the room because I thought somebody else was there. What about you, Joe?
I think mine was all of 2020. I would. Oh no! When I contacted my dead grandpa in the shower one time, listening to "My Way" by Frank Sinatra on an edible.
That's so good. Edibles are the what?
Well, it was like my final straw.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't keep doing this because I remember getting really scared.
Yeah.
It was like I was so scared.
Yeah.
And it was also, I was just, the worst part is I was scared that I was naked in the shower and my grandpa's spirit was there. And that's when I said, let's wrap this up because psychosis is around the corner.
Yeah. You remember when I thought I was so high and I had to tell my parents when I was in my room? Did we ever play that video?
The Snapchat?
Did we ever put it in?
I think we
I
had to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the weirdest thing you've smoked out of?
I've been very traditional.
Yeah, I also have been very, very traditional.
Like ceramic one-hitters.
Stunning. It's not weird. There were stunning
Gorgeous one-hitters.
One-hitters.
I'm sorry, the weirdest thing I've smoked out of is, was it not you with that freaky-ass Demogorgon?
What Demogorgon?
I'm sorry. One of our friends won a Demogorgon from Stranger Things shaped pipe and then they brought it up to Boston.
Oh, yes,
and
absolutely.
That's the strangest thing I smoked out of was a Demogorgon shaped pipe.
But I never had like the opportunity for like an apple.
No. And also your pipe is creepy. It's weird.
Stop. Like, it's not nice.
It looks like a fungal infection.
Well, you are what you smoke.
That's all I gotta know. Thank you. And I hope you have a great day. Say hi. Mwah.
I want to let everyone know that there has never been one episode of this podcast where we have been remotely under any influence.
It's like,
you would know.
It's kind of crazy because it's like people just do think I'm just high,
and it's
I'm
like
never high.
Never.
Like, I smoke at like nights, like
the
before
privacy
I go to
of my own
sleep.
home. Yeah,
like I would
not on
actually
camera.
have a panic
Well,
attack.
we tried one time. We did smoke a few times on Patreon.
Yeah,
but there's that one Patreon that we started. Let's just get right to it.
Yeah, we're gonna smoke, and I honestly like. I know last time I said I was low energy. We're coming off of our last podcast episode.
I kind of think from this point forward, like we see each other enough that we should do these on different nights.
We can do whatever. Yes, you took my word for it. Should we just hotbox the apartment? That's so cool.
I'm so dehydrated. It's like not funny. And nothing is motivating me to drink water. I need Mio.
Oh, jeez. You need Mio?
I think I need Mio. Okay, so today was like our actual final pod episode. How are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel sad, but I'm excited for the next season. My mouth is just numb because who knows what's going on in there. You know what I mean?
What does that mean? What the hell does that mean, Andrew? Who knows what's going on in there?
I'm kidding.
What's going on in there? I mean, like, you mean like your sores and your pustules?
There has been lies spread about me on the podcast that I've allowed to go on, and I play into it. Pustules, not one of them. Okay, because I easily would have been like, yeah, my pustules. But like I did have a canker sore for like a second, and I will go to the dentist.
I can't. I don't have dental insurance right now.
You're kidding me. So we have to go to the town hall.
Yeah. First we have to get married, and then I have to go right to the dentist.
Yeah.
First stop. Second stop vision. As if like I was 21 and I heard someone being like, if I was watching a podcast
where they were like
two 26-year-old like adults wearing matching linen pajama sets, smoking weed, eating sour Skittles, talking about the canker sores in their mouth, saying, I need to get insurance. Oh fuck, like insurance, should we just get married so we can have insurance?
It's
like,
actually so good.
Like that would worry me.
Yeah, I agree.
But in our shoes, I am like, I have it all together.
I'm high as hell.
Can you pass me the butter butter?
High as hell.
In like a way that's bad.
Yeah.
Because we're indoors.
In a way that's like...
You want to turn off the camera vibes?
What'd you say?
You want to turn off the camera?
Oh no, we don't have to turn off the camera.
Whatever, we can.
But I was definitely like zonked
You don't have to do this.
zoned.
No.
Are you sure?
We're literally going to be together for the
Yeah.
4 nights. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel that way.
Yeah, I really cocked. I'm like actually happy that I can't do something like this high, because
If I was a functioning stoner,
who can like do interviews and stuff. Yeah, there's no way.
No.
This week we're going on a field trip. I was get the bus ready. Joe, it's a full body lymphatic massage.
I know,
and
face
full
and body. Okay, you guys. So I bet you weren't expecting this, but we are about to go get full body lymphatic massages and colonics.
I've been waiting for a colonic for a really long time. I feel like that my body actually needs it. It needs to be drained of any substance or anything that's been soaking and sitting.
And this feels like a dream come true.
It
and
is.
thank you so much to
Olivia
Olivia.
Wellness.
You are truly, and Danielle.
Danielle
Danielle
the queen.
Our queen listener who hooked us up with this. She knew. She heard us talk every week about our illnesses and our ailments, and she said, I know just the thing for these two.
These bottoms need help.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just was shocked because you've been such a top lately.
Well, I am, but like there's like now knowing like I'm going to just be cleared for a second.
Yeah.
Immediately after.
Andrew, we're going to dinner.
Well, yeah, I have to go back to work after I get my colonic, coach a little class, and then go to dinner. It's going to be the craziest day of my life.
Okay, so at the last second, I changed my mind about the colonic. I got scared, but Olivia offered me an infrared sauna session thanks to Sweat and Glow. I had such a peaceful, steamy experience. Look at this place.
Okay, you guys, I'm getting the lymphatic drainage of my entire body, so I'm excited to see what my face is gonna look like. This body's about to be tight as hell. Tight as hell. Drain me.
It's kind of hard not to make this feel like I'm going soft core, but I mean, what else can I say? I was in a sauna and I had a camera on me.
All right, I got my face and my neck drained. Are we looking? We're looking amazing. We're feeling amazing. I do feel like I need some water.
It got really hot, as you could see by this tasteful video. I was dripping sweat, but thankfully I was able to like go back in and out from the sauna, which was nice.
Okay, you guys, the colonic is happening. The grade A douche is happening. I actually can't explain to you how excited I am to be cleared fully of anything. If anyone needs it the most, it's me. So I'm gonna try to document some of the process and we're gonna see. This is me post-lymphatic drainage, so.
And then it was time for my lymphatic drainage, which felt nothing short of life-changing. I had a great time.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
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 Alright, so I'm just gonna break it down for you
Please.
really quick. So basically, we are introducing warm, purified water into your large intestine for 45 minutes to an hour. That timing depends on you, so if you're still releasing after 45 minutes, I'm not gonna stop you.
Okay.
But this is your session. Sometimes you can get like a little crampy if a big release is about to come.
Okay.
So if you ever need to stop before that,
Okay.
let me know, but let's try to at least make it to like the 45-minute mark, because it does take a while to really like empty the colon.
Okay.
The colon's 5 feet long, so there's a lot of area
Oh my
to
god.
cover.
And I have a scary feeling that I could last more than an hour.
Me and my masseuse were getting really deep about the state of the world and our potential budding music careers and what it means to, you know, speak truth out into the universe and heal and grow and change lives. So I felt pretty stunning.
There's the tube. Nothing's coming out. Even when I eat like a salad with like a vinaigrette or whatever, like I feel sick.
I feel like a different person. I just have my lymph nodes drained.
So here are the remains of the wee pad. That was the tank that was filling me up. That was the hose. And listen, I cleared my entire system. I was full of shit at the end of the day. And sometimes you need to recognize that. Sometimes you are full of shit. And I think that this colonic is gonna change my life. I feel lighter, I feel airy, I feel ready to go, and I feel ready to bottom. And that's just the truth. And that's just the truth.
Look at that freshly drained, freshly steamed face.
No, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this place. I need to come back. I'm coming back once a month. Unfortunately, I was talking to her and I was like, listen, can I do this once a month? And she said, yeah, if you have problems with your digestive system, which I do, which we know I do, then I'm going to come back once a month. So we're going to see. We're going to really see. Look at this stunning room, though. Look at these asses. Look at those asses.
Well, you guys saw more of us than I think we were anticipating this
And
episode.
since we went, obviously, after this episode was recorded, you couldn't tell that we were like drained.
No, and you'll see it next week when
Yeah.
we look snatch the house down.
Mm-hmm. With that, you know where to find us across all social media platforms at Good Children Pod. I'm on Instagram at Andrew Muscarella, on TikTok at Andrew_Muskie.
I'm on Instagram at Joe Hegyes and on TikTok at Be Quiet Joe. And don't forget to do your homework.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, review. Send it to your friends. Send it to your hairy friends. Send it to your hairless friends.
Send it to your twinks. Send it to your bears.
Bears.
Send it to your cubs. Send it to your sub top. Send it to your dom bottoms. Send it to your
Uncles.
Send it to your hairy freak uncles. Send it to your cousins who want to see your pubes. Send it to your little spoonverse tops. Get it out there and spread the word and spread your legs and spread your hole.
And own your hair.
And own your body in whatever form it may come in. Because you're sexy.
And you deserve to feel it.
You can find us every single Friday, brand new episodes on Patreon. Right now, if you join our Patreon, you're going to get a lovely little look into our LA lifestyle that we're experiencing for 10 days. And we'll see you here next week with a brand new episode.
See you then.
Mwah.
I've had enough. This is my prayer that I'll die living just as free as my hair. I've had enough.
I'm not a freak. I just keep fighting to stay cool on these New York streets.
Yes.
I've had enough. Enough. This is my prayer. I swear I'm as free as my hair. I'm as free as my hair.